Were you ever a victim of a freak accident, Allison?
Yeah.
It's Y101, Adam and Allison. If you have been, give us a call or text us. What was the freak accident? Hopefully it's not like too serious. And I'm not going to say that this is like serious, life-threatening freak accident that I had over the Christmas break. But it was the worst pain that I felt all year.
I mean, that's fine. Like, good for you that you had a very cushy 2024. But
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone else could agree that the words freak accident should be applied to what happened to you.
Definitely was a freak accident. So let me tell you, it was Christmas night. I had just had a lovely dinner with my family.
Yeah.
We're relaxing, having a good time, and I've got to go to the bathroom. So we're in the upstairs living room. I've got to go downstairs to the basement because my dad put a urinal in the basement, and that means that we're not allowed to, the men of the family are not allowed to use the bathroom on the main floor. Like, that was the compromise. So I had to go downstairs.
Oh,
so
my
I'm just
gosh.
wearing my socks, and I go downstairs, and I almost get to the bathroom in the basement, and I feel the worst pain on my right foot, the bottom of it, like on the balls of the feet, like right before it gets to my middle toe. The biggest pain that I had ever felt. I immediately dropped to my knees, and I start feeling around for what I stepped on. It was almost like a Lego, but it felt more like I stepped on a diamond. Like the
Okay.
pointy end of a diamond. It was just very, very small, but very, very painful. Can't find anything. I'm on my hands and knees trying to find this thing that I stepped on.
Yeah,
So-
because that's not going to get in your hands or knees.
Well, I was being careful.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, what? It must have been a piece of glass or something that I stepped on. So now I'm looking at the bottom of my foot, expecting it to be covered in blood. There's nothing. I ripped my sock off. There's nothing. No blood. No, like, I can't see a puncture wound or anything like that. I just see a little black and blue mark, like the size of a period at the end of a sentence.
Yeah.
Right where the pain was coming from. So I was like, I stepped on something. I thought maybe it was a bead of some sort that caused me all this pain. And then, like the next day, I couldn't walk up and down the steps unless I had shoes on. It was that painful. It was horrible.
Poor little Adam.
So then I finally get home a few days later, still nursing a tender foot. It's not as painful as it was. Finally, I get home, and upon further inspection, it looks like there is a little puncture wound on my foot. So I start like messing around with it. Out pops a splinter. I got a splinter, but I say that's a freak accident because getting a splinter on your foot isn't really a freak accident. Say if you were walking around barefoot on a wooden porch or something like that, that is understandable that you might get a splinter there. I was walking around my parents' carpeted basement, and just the circumstances had to be so perfect for this little splinter to end up in my foot. I think it qualifies as a freak accident. If you're so inclined, you could see the splinter that caused me all this pain on the Adam and Allison Instagram page. I want you to check it out for yourself.
I really didn't think there would ever be anyone in my life that could possibly be more dramatic than me. But you are, like, that's so dramatic. You got a splinter, which, I mean, it's not that big of a freak accident, even though it was a carpeted floor. Like, splinters get places, and if we know anything about them getting places, they go right into your feet if you're walking around barefoot. You got a splinter. It's okay.
Yeah, but I know. But it was like... It wasn't like there was a bunch of wood just all over my parents' basement. This was the only piece of wood, and somehow it ended up inside of my foot.
No, you just need the theatrics. You need to be dramatic. Like, oh, poor Adam got a splinter in the carpeted bathroom. How could this have possibly happened? It's hilarious.
601-995-1017. What's your biggest freak accident? And you can also go to ADAMNALLISON. I put a picture up of the splinter on our story if you wanted to see it.
My biggest freak accident turned out to be unserious, thank goodness, is I sewed over my finger in sewing class.
Yeah, that sounds like definitely a freak accident for sure.
Yeah, we were making quilts. That was our big project for the semester.
Wait, actually, back up. Is that a freak accident or is that a careless accident?
It was careless. But like literally day one, our teacher's like, every year somebody sews over their finger. Don't let it be you. Always pay attention. But I had done lots of sewing in my day. I felt like I was better than the rest of my classmates. I'm just sewing my quilt, feeling like these squares are so easy, turning around, talking to my friends. Next thing I know, I hear thud, and the sewing machine isn't working anymore, turn around, see that my finger has the needle in it.
Wait, so you heard it before you felt it?
I didn't feel anything until I got to the hospital and they started putting shots in my hand to numb it.
Yeah, so that kind of makes me irritated at your reaction to my horrible splinter story. You didn't even feel your freak accident. It wasn't any pain or anything like that. Just shared the story of my freak accident over Christmas break, and Jessica said, Adam, cry me a river.
Yeah.
Don't judge my truth. My truth is I was a victim of a freak accident.
Could Adam and Allison be, could the brand be the biggest drama queen and the biggest drama king in the metro?
I don't know.
Does that work?
601-995-1017. Anybody else suffer a freak accident over this holiday season or maybe another time? It was just like the weirdest thing that happened to you?
Olivia has suffered some real freak accidents, unlike somebody who got a splinter. But Olivia says that she stabbed her hand while making a ham sandwich in the 3rd grade, and she also candied her thumb in the 4th grade. Her and her mom were making mini candy apples. She accidentally dunked her thumb in when she went to stick in a melon ball-sized chunk of an apple into the boiling sugar.
And that's even worse than dunking your thumb in boiling water because it's 100 degrees hotter because it can get hotter than water can.
Right.
Little science. 601-995-1017. Izzy said that her freak accident is when she was in elementary school, got her fingers slammed in a horse trailer door.
Ow, my fingers hurt just thinking about that. Ow.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds bad. Hey, Callie, did you have a freak accident too?
Oh, my God, yes. I was in 7th grade, and I had a crush on this boy, and he was flirting with me. Mean boys, they do things. That's how they flirt with you. And he aimed a little BB gun at my head and pumped it up about 20 times, and it hit me right in the temple. And I started just bleeding repulsively. It was crazy. Had to get me to the emergency room down in Brandon, and it was like a centimeter away from just killing me. Which is crazy. I still have the BB inside my head, and I still have the weirdest crush for the boy that shot me.
Oh, well, now that part is the freakiest part of the whole thing.
I was actually going to make the joke. I was like, so where did you go on your first date with this guy? Turns out, that was the way to your heart, a BB to the temple.
Yep, still have it in my head. And I'm 28 now, so it's just 29, sorry. Yeah, it was funny.
So let's call him Billy Bob. If Billy Bob heard this story on Y101 and slid into your DMs, how quickly would you want to meet up with Billy Bob today?
I don't know. I'm going to have to meet up and catch up because I've known him for my whole life, so that makes it even funnier. Yeah.
Are you going to Are you going to give him a nice pat down to make sure he's not concealing any BB guns?
No, I'm gonna have to, seriously. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He might still be packing one. Yeah.
Don't threaten Billy Bob with a good time.
That's great.
Sounds like Callie thinks Billy Bob's packing something.
No.
Adam and
This is out of
Allison.
hand.
Edwin texted us and said, I broke my thumb my sophomore year of high school playing basketball. I simply tried to catch a basketball, and it wasn't even that hard of a pass. Broke the thumb.
Oh, Kayla texted in that her head was busted open whenever she was 5 from a piece of petrified wood that was shaped into a brick by her grandfather. Ow!
Oh, it was because her older brother threw it at her.
Oh, well, then that's just being a mean brother.
Yeah, those older
Very
brothers.
mean brother.
They will get you. As an older brother myself, I understand it.